Welcome to TechNOW. I'm your host, John Reid, also CEO of CATA Alliance. And we're with Cassy Aite, finance student at the University of Ottawa, student leader, but entrepreneurs. I saw that you first started a hedge business, perhaps in Ottawa. You employed 4 people, so you're kind of used to startups. And I saw also that you won the Google Startup Weekend. So maybe you could share some insights. How come you were number one?
For sure. Well, the U.S. Embassy Startup Weekend was a really great experience for me, and it's basically a competition that runs from for about of just a weekend, and we have about 30 people that come and join us from across Canada under the age of 30, and it's a really great experience. What we came up with was a sort of application for customer service, and it was really a good experience. And I think the reason why we were picked was because we had such a good team dynamic, and not only did we come up with a business plan and present the business, but we came up with a little prototype. But I think the most important thing was the team dynamic. We had a group of 5 people involved in our business, and we were all from across different provinces within Canada.
Well, it's interesting because I was going to ask you about the magic juice for entrepreneurship. So you've given me one ingredient, team dynamic. I know you've started businesses, and what we're trying to do is encourage Canadians to start a lot more new businesses, new entrepreneurship, be known for entrepreneurial excellence in Canada. Mm-hmm. So what else do we need to know? I mean, there must be some gaps, there must be some key drivers. Can you share your insights?
Well, I think the key drivers really to entrepreneurship, and especially for young people today in Canada, is having that network around you. And that's one of the things that we're trying to promote with Enactus and through the Legacy Conference that I think is really great. It's building that network and having that network behind you of mentors and support and people that will help you get, to the next step is really what we need in our entrepreneurship community.
Don't you find it interesting, though, that large companies such as Google go to next generation leaders for insight and new business development ideas? There's a bit of a reverse mentorship going on here.
Mm-hmm. No, I definitely think so. I think that it's good, especially for a lot of these larger tech companies, to go, even looking towards some of the younger generations and going to these these conferences where you have some of these new, fresh ideas, smaller startups, and I think that there's a lot of synergy to be found at these, between these kinds of relationships, right? Like you said, it goes both ways. There's a lot that can be learned.
One of the things CATA led was crowdfunding, so micro amounts of capital or seed could be provided for startups. Mm-hmm. Now, as an entrepreneur, would you agree that we're still fairly weak with seed capital in Canada, because that's what you need for a startup? Did you find that the case, or was access to capital easy for you?
I always had a little bit of trouble. From time to time, I had some trouble raising capital, and I mean, if you can bootstrap yourself, great. But for a lot of people, this isn't the case, especially in the tech business, right? I think that we're making advancements to find financing. I mean, now even the Canadian Securities Association has allowed people to receive, different businesses to receive up to $100,000 a year in private placement, and now you don't have to be an accredited investor to invest in these private companies. I think it's something like they're allowing you to invest up to $10,000 of your own money, $2,500 per business, and I think this is going to completely change. And they're going to continue to allow, unaccredited investors. So I think that we're moving in that direction, but it's definitely a hurdle. And with CATA, being able to provide that, and different microfinancing organizations, this is something that's extremely valuable to all entrepreneurs.
Cassy, you sound like you're a finance student. You've got knowledge in that area.
Yes, I am a finance student. I'm guilty of that.
Well, we're starting early a long conversation about how we can boost entrepreneurship in Canada. we're ending it with the major legacy conference event. I know you'll be there. I'm encouraging all my peers to be there. So thank you for joining us today on TechNOW, and thank you for your insights. So we'll see you soon.
Thanks, John. See you at the Legacy Conference.